Braddock Elementary School Literacy Information 2018-19. Braddock Elementary School has 3 literacy coaches, Judith Otto, Renee Brown, and Adriana Vella. We are located in Room 1, which is directly across from the cafeteria doors. Hi, I'm Judith Otto, reading teacher. Some of my responsibilities include coordinating, analyzing, and compiling literacy assessments and data, facilitating our school innovation and improvement plan meetings and presentations, facilitating the implementation and data analysis of the iReady Universal Screener and intervention lessons, providing Tier 2 and 3 instruction to at-risk students, teaching the Primary Literacy Collaborative Year 2 and Year 3 classes, coordinating the Teacher Mentor Program, sharing FCPS literacy leaders' information with staff, and serving as a member of the Responsive Instruction team.
Hi, I'm Renee Brown. I'm the primary literacy coach. Some of my responsibilities include coaching teachers who work with kindergarten, 1st, and 2nd grade, facilitate CLTs and data dialogues for grades K1 and 2, provide professional development, share FCPS literacy leader information throughout the year, support teachers in navigating and using the planning and pacing guide and other literacy resources. I administer literacy assessments with students and serve as a member of the responsive instruction team.
Adriana Vella is our intermediate literacy coach. Her responsibilities include coach teachers on literacy best practices, provide professional development to teachers, teach the intermediate literacy collaborative class, facilitate CLTs for 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade, administer reading assessments, and assess students. At Braddock, we have something called the Literacy Implementation Rubric that can help to guide your implementation of your literacy instruction. The first page has information about classroom environment and word study. The second page has information about reading workshop. The third page has information about writing workshop. The fourth page has information about observational feedback, reflective questions, things to consider, and your action plan for next steps.
Over the next several slides, we'll take a closer look at some of the components of our Braddock Literacy Handbook. You can find the handbook in this presentation by following the paths shown on this slide. On the server, you would click Workspace, Shared, Literacy, Literacy Handbook and Presentation, then select the document Braddock Elementary School Literacy Handbook 2018-19. Follow the same path and you'll find the PowerPoint presentation called Braddock Elementary School Literacy Handbook Presentation 2018-19. Our assessment calendar is in the handbook and is uploaded to each grade level's Google Drive. This page shows our literacy assessments for each month, as well as the date the data is due into each grade level's literacy spreadsheet on the server. We will review this in our literacy CLTs, and teachers will receive a paper copy of this form at the beginning of the year in our literacy CLT. We will use our monthly data to restructure our small group support for students and to monitor student literacy growth. This chart shows our monthly reading goals. It aligns with the FCPS expected grade level benchmarks. We can use this chart to determine a year's worth of growth for a student. You can read the chart horizontally to see an expected year's worth of growth, or read the chart vertically to determine a year's worth of growth from a different level. For example, for a 2nd grader, the ideal trajectory will be that a student starts the year at a level 16 and ends the year at a level 28 to meet the benchmark for 2nd grade. This is read by moving down the grade column to the row with a 2 for 2nd grade. Then the beginning of the year level is 16 and the end of the year level is 28 as you read it across the row. You can see the expected monthly growth as well by looking across that row. For a student who begins the year at a level 12, you would find the 12 on the chart and move down one row to see 1 year's worth of growth, which would be a level 24. So going from a level 12 to a 24 would be 1 year's worth of growth. Our hope is that our students make more than 1 year's worth of growth throughout the course of the school year. The Literacy Handbook includes more information about Fairfax County's approach to literacy instruction. Good instruction progresses from explicit modeling to guided practice with some teacher support and then to independent practice. In reading workshop, you begin with a focus lesson that lasts about 10 to 15 minutes. Then teachers shift into working with small groups, while other students are having purposeful independent reading or have other literacy opportunities. Last, it is important to remember to come back for a few minutes to share at the end of reading workshop. You can see how the to, with, and by are incorporated into the structure of the daily reading workshop. Remember that your interactive read aloud can be any time during the day and may even be your focus lesson on some days. These look-fors were created by Fairfax County's literacy leaders and school administrators to note the essential elements of balanced literacy that will be evident during the language arts block. The handbook has more information on each element or look-for of a balanced literacy workshop. Please be sure to take time to read through these look-fors in the handbook for more detailed information.
Many of our teachers, especially those in kindergarten, first, and second grade, find it helpful to project their workshop schedule onto the smartboard. You can see that this schedule means that the teacher meets with her lowest 3 reading groups on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. On Tuesday, the teacher meets with her higher 2 reading groups and has an opportunity to have reading conferences with students in the red, yellow, and blue groups during the first rotation block. And on Thursday, the teacher also meets with her higher 2 reading groups, but has an opportunity during the last rotation block to have reading conferences with students in the orange, yellow, green, and blue groups. Intermediate teachers will be working during the first quarter during CLTs to figure out some different options for workshops and how to make it work best for your class. There is also information in the Literacy Handbook about writing workshop. The workshop should start with a focus lesson of about 10 minutes, followed by the students doing independent writing and working in partnerships, while the teacher has one-on-one conferences and small groups, and always end with a 5-minute share session. The handbook also includes information on writing look-fors, including for the focus lesson, guided writing, and writing conferences. At Braddock Elementary School, each grade level has a literacy data spreadsheet that is stored on the W drive in the Workspace, Data, Literacy Data, 2018-19 Literacy Data folder. Then you would find the one for your grade level. This information helps us to see how many students are on grade level and meeting the goal for each month, and which students have made progress and which students have slowed their progress and might need some additional assistance. Especially after level 10, students should be making sure to have a balance of both fiction and non-fiction texts over the course of their time at that level, and students should be constantly moving forward to reach grade level expectations and beyond. You will find a wide variety of resources in your grade level's Google Drive literacy resources folder, including focus lesson planning templates and guided reading plans that many teachers find helpful if you don't have something that is already working for you. We are blessed to have many, many resources in all of our reading book rooms. In the back room, called the novel room or occasionally the kiln room, you can find many read-alouds, including multiple copies of very popular ones. It is a Braddock expectation that each classroom has its own classroom library. Some of the books might be organized by guided reading level. Some books might be organized by theme or the different content areas. There might be different genre sections, magazines, and usually a section to display books that are related to the current unit of study. While some teachers already have many books in their own personal classroom libraries, we also have a classroom library for each classroom that comes with your classroom, and a section of additional classroom library books that you can supplement with that are stored also in the novel room. Please feel free to come and take whatever you need to make sure that your students have enough books in a wide enough range of levels to support their literacy learning. We also have many multiple copies of books available for guided reading. These books are stored in what is called the guided reading book room, which is the middle room, and is filled with books that are fiction in the green boxes, science in the blue boxes, and social studies in the red boxes. Books are arranged by level, then alphabetically within each of the boxes, again, fiction and nonfiction separated. You may take as many books as you need for your group, and then please return them into the correct baggie or space alphabetically when you are done, ignoring the words the and a. Finally, we also have a wide collection of books for novel studies, literature studies, and poetry that are organized in the novel room on the shelves around the outside edges of the room. In September, our priority for literacy instruction will be getting to know our students as readers. You should be holding reading conferences daily, having students complete interest inventories. You can utilize the DRA Reading Engagement Survey if that's something you're familiar with and find helpful. You should be observing your students' reading behaviors, helping your readers develop their reader's identity, establishing their reading goals for the year and short-term goals, and providing book talks to get students excited about books. Here are some examples of reading logs that teachers can choose to use that are available on the W Drive in the Shared folder, Literacy Homework folder. In September, you will need to train students how to use the reading log that you are to ensure that they are doing home reading. During our CLTs right at the beginning of the year, you will learn how to use the electronic resources that we use to support literacy instruction. In the Google Apps, there's a grade level CLT folder in which you'll want to star. There's also language arts planning and pacing guides that will be bookmarked for you. If you want to find them on your own, go to Blackboard 24/7 and search for Yearly Overview. On the W Drive in the Workspace Shared folder, there's grade level folders that have literacy resources. There's the Braddock Elementary Responsive Instruction folder, which has resources to support struggling students, and also the literacy folder that has a plethora of resources. Each grade level will use their literacy grade level spreadsheets that we have been talked about earlier, which is found on the W Drive in the Workspace folder, Data folder, Literacy Data folder, and then whatever your grade level is, Literacy Data Spreadsheet 2018-19. And then there's also a bunch of information on EDSL, especially on the responsive instruction sheet, which you would find by going to fcps.net, account sign in, EDSL, and then typing in to search the responsive instruction sheet. It has a lot of information about students' previous SOL, DRA, Universal Screener, Horizon, US Entry Date, and ELF levels. If you ever have any questions about any of this information or anything else literacy related, please see your grade levels literacy coach, Renee Brown, for kindergarten, 1st and 2nd grade, Adriana Vella for 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade, or Judith Otto for literacy data and general reading teacher questions. Thank you.